And you can see I'm barking the bark and the bark and the bark and the bark. Still the lighting's not good out here today, so as you can see the lighting's not really good out here today. It's like bum bum bum. Excuse me. I just had a drink of lemonade, so I was drinking some lemonade. I was like, oh my gosh. I was thirsty from that last walk I did. But like I said, I'm just out here getting some exercise today. When I get some exercise, it gets me outdoors. Gets me away from the computer. As I said, I don't want to keep saying, I keep repeating myself. I do that a lot. I didn't know why. So I didn't really know exactly, why I do those things. But, I just do it sometimes. Sometimes I just do it. So as you can see up there by the sign, it says walking path only. I guess that means no running. No, I think they would have put, it says walking path only. What does that mean exactly? That you can only walk? You're not allowed to run? You can't jog? But, I don't think that's something that it was intended to cover. It's like boom, boom, boom. So it's like, just walk. I was like, I need to upload something today. I was like, I need to upload something to my channel today. It's like, what am I going to do? It's like, I thought I would just get out, get some exercise today, and walk and talk, and walk and talk some more, and just go to different places and this and that. Whatever pops in my head, I would just let it roll right off the tip of my tongue, right out of my mouth, right into the camera, and then you guys get to watch it. Does that sound all right? Alright. So, I'm out getting my exercise today. This gets me out. It gives me a reason to get out and get some exercise. So I'm not sitting around on my ass all the time. It's hard getting out. It's like you grow old, you don't exercise as much as you did when you're younger. It's like when you're a teenager, or even before you become a teenager, it's like you're very active in life. So you get a lot of exercise most of the time. Not everybody, because there are couch potatoes and things like that. But for me, it's always very active. So I'm not used to getting from high activity. I was always high energy, high activity, and slowing down for me is really tough to do. It was like a really, really tough thing for me to do. So I need something to do. It's like, what do I do these days? So I got out here and I do things like this. And if you can see off in the distance, I didn't bring the long lens today. So since I didn't have the long lens, I can't there's like a tower in the background over that way. There's like a couple of towers actually in the background. I seen a fish jump up through the water, but only one. They should be, if there was a lot out there, they would be like, it would be like all kinds of rings, because they would be hitting the top of the water about this time of day. So we roll into the evening hours. We're past the evening hours actually. So when I go fishing, it's usually about time I go fishing, but this is like a small pond. There's nothing out here worth catching. There's nothing where you'll be out here and you'll be like fishing, and as you're fishing, you throw out, it's like, oh my God, look at the size of that thing. I can't believe it. Oh my God. And you get really excited about it, but so if you throw out here to be like, oh, I got some more bait. I caught some more bait. But they're not cleaning it over. They're letting it grow. So there's a lot of people that fish for bass and things like that. They think that's good cover for bass and this and that, but usually bass don't hang around and stuff like that because it gets too hot. It's really crowded. It gets hot. Bass will go to deeper water, open water. The big bass will. They go to deeper water, open water, and they lay on the bottom because it's cooler. They won't hang around in shallow water where there's a lot of moss and things like that. A lot of people that fish, they assume that. But I've been fishing, I've been fishing probably, let's see, I'm 64 years old. So I've been fishing, roughly about 65 years. 55 years. No, 55. No, longer than that. 60 years. I've been fishing about 60 years. And I never caught a really big bass in a place like this. I know the people have said that. It's like, here in the state of Ohio, I think the record for the largemouth bass is like 13 pounds or something. But it's pretty hard to get a largemouth bass up to 13 pounds. Because they don't, 22, 24 inches is about as big as they get. No matter where you go, I've never seen a largemouth bass any bigger than, like 22, 24 inches. So I'm like 2 inches short of catching one of the largest largemouth bass in the United States of America. So I got 2 more inches to go, and then I'm gonna be like, what do I do now? I'm gonna have to find a different fish to catch. You know, because it gets boring after a while. It's like, once you catch the largest, then it's like, what do you do next? Yeah, it's like, I didn't know. It's like I didn't know at that point in time what I do next. Because, you know, it's you know, that's kind of like you have this dream, and then you finish the dream, and then it's like, what's the next step? You know, it's like, what do you do next? So, there's a pipe laying down there, but yeah, so something like that where like there's a, it looks like it might be steel. I don't know. No, it's not. It can't be steel because it's got a hole inside. Well, it could be. But something like that, you know, if it was in deeper water, fish might lay inside that because it's in shallow water. The only thing that's really going to lay in there is going to be like a beaver or something like that. So, getting some exercise today. I saw something shoot out there, but you know, when things like that, you see a tree laying in the water, there's docks and things like that, you know, fish will go into those things when it comes mating season, and when they go on the nest, they will go to things like that to lay their eggs. But they will not bite. They won't bite around those things, because when they go there, they're nesting at that point in time, so they won't bite. They won't take, you know, they will not take your bait if you're trying to fish around those things. About all you're ever going to do around those things is snag you up and break your line, lose your favorite lure and stuff like that. Something out there, but I can't see exactly what it is. I'm going to guess that it's a turtle probably, because I don't see it, so that means it's down in the mud. And looking at the mud, it's either a lot of ducks have been in this end, or geese have been in this end down the end. But from the size of that hole out there where I just saw the water kind of like swirl down to the bottom, it's probably going to be a turtle that just dug in. So it's like, I would guess that that was a turtle that just dug in. Alright, let's walk up this way. So sometimes I'll come up here and fly the frisbees and stuff like that. There's a cage back there in the back where a frisbee, you know, where you have to throw the frisbee. The platform is up here somewhere where you throw it from. It's over on the other side of this end of the pond. So there's a place there to throw from. Alright. Got pretty much saying that end of it. But I got the sun behind me, which is not good. Doesn't make for a great background. When I do this thing, you know, it's like, because it shined right into the camera lens. And I had to walk backwards at this point in time. Because the sun is that way. So the sun is back behind me. So, you know, I'll see, when I go to edit this, I'll see how it comes out. I see some birds. We still haven't really found anything exciting yet around the park today. So basically it's just me out getting some exercise. And this helps me get out, you know, it's like, this way I can get out, I can walk and do something like this. And if you guys are generous, I can possibly make money from it. Well, you know, that depends on you guys being generous, of course. At that point in time, you'll have to hit those subscription buttons, you'll have to click those like buttons and this and that, leave comments and things like that. And you can hit the donation button if you would like to make a donation to take this up to a step further. So when we travel to all different kinds of locations and this and that, and we'll go and we'll see many different things. I know I'm going to be an old man, but I think I can still hike the hills and the cliffs and all the various different places there are to hike in the state. And if you're really generous, we can take this out of state. And I know some really cool places that we can go to, and you can check it out with me, and you can see, and you can learn, and we'll learn together and see various different things and stuff like that. So, all right. I think I'm huffing and puffing again. I'm so out of shape and so out of exercise. How am I going to do that? You know, I do that anyway. I will huff and puff until I collapse or I make it. It's like the time that I went hiking. I think it was at Fort Hill, and I hiked a little bit further and a little bit longer than I wanted to. Well, no, I did. I would have hiked the whole darn thing if I had enough daylight, but I was running out of daylight. And it said you have to be out of there by dusk. Well, you know, when it gets dark, evening hours. Going into nighttime, you got to be out of there by the time dark time comes, because basically, they don't want to have to come and find you if you get lost back there. Because, you know, they have these trails marked, and it's just marked with little paint, little bitty marks of paint on the line, you know, on the tree sides. Dark time, you can't see that, not even with a really bright flashlight. Because you have to know where they are. It becomes like a treasure hunt at that point in time. It's like, where is the next mark to the trail? Because if there's not many people out there hiking in the sun, sometimes the trails are hard to find. So, but you know, I got out by time. Last time I did that, I got out by dark, but I barely made it. But when I was coming out, the park ranger was there. He was starting to worry, I think. He knew my vehicle was still back there. He knew I was somewhere back in the hills, but he didn't know where I was. And he was starting to worry that he was going to have to come and find me. But I stopped the video at that point in time. You know, it's on my YouTube channel. You can see it where I did that. But, you know, it's like I was rushing. I was like, oh no, I've got to get out of here by the time it gets dark. Will I make it? And there was a lot of people, they were commenting, get out of the woods. That's like the video's uploaded. They should know that I made it out of the woods. So, boy, you know, it's time for me to go back out and do some of that stuff. You know, it's like, but like I said, you have to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, and if you have some extra cash, you can donate as well. You can hit the donate button and donate to that. To, you know, help to pay for some of the adventures that I go on. And we'll get out and we'll travel, and you can see some of the same things that I see. And you're gonna see whether I make it or not, you know. We'll see if I can make those distances, and we'll see if I can make those climbs. I'm just like, I'd like to do some kayaking as well, so I'd like to find some really swift water where I can get running about 35, 45, maybe 55 mile an hour on a kayak downstream. But I'm not sure. I'll probably have to go down to Little Miami to do that. I heard voices.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, oh no, there's voices in my head.
We all have a few.
Alright, so where was I? I forgot where I was. I lost my chain of thought now. Say, oh no. I think I'll head back up this way. Then we'll go down, you know, the other way a little bit. And then, I think I'll head back toward the apartment then. And we'll see what's up with all that. So there's not much popping on top of the water. I'm starting to see a few things popping on top of the water, so they're starting to feed a little bit. There's not much out here to feed off of. But usually when I come here, I'm looking for bait. I try to catch some bait. I take that bait and I put it in a bucket with an aerator. And then I'll go to Rocky Fork Lake. So I go out to Rocky Fork Lake all the time. So, you know, all these things, it takes money to do. So you can't really do anything in life. They say money is not that important. But money is important because it's what helps you to do many of the things that you do. So, you know, to be able to do a lot of these different things, it's going to take some money. So, you know, I do as much as I can, but what I can't do, that's what I need help with. And that's what these social sites are for, and that's what these different, you know, different things are for. But I think you guys all know that. So, alright. So I'm back to the beginning of the pond where I started out. And we'll go like, we'll flip this thing around. And I shall be right back. Don't go anywhere.